Well, hello there and welcome to the very first part of a brand new F1 2018 career mode. And as you can see here, we're not with Sauber. I've decided to go with the Williams team, try and bring this legendary team back to former glory. Sorokin sitting opposite me there, he is my teammate. Hopefully he can come along with me as we develop this car and slowly move up through the field. So if you watched my last episode about what happened to my 2018 Sauber career mode, I won't go into details, but basically everything on Share Factory was lost due to a couple of recent updates, and I've lost everything else. I've lost all the music that I put in there, I've lost the intros, I've lost a lot of other stuff as well, so I have to sort of redo all that, get it back onto the system, which shouldn't take me too long. Everything is on the USB stick, so what I've got to do is just plug it into the laptop, make a few changes, and then hopefully install it onto Share Factory. So yeah, pretty disappointing that I've lost everything. I went into details obviously about the career mode and what had actually happened in the previous episode, so do watch that so you know where we're standing. So then, this is a new career mode. We're at Australia. We've done the free practice sessions. I'm not going to go into details about what happens at the beginning of the career mode. Again, I said in the previous video, watch the Sauber one. You'll get all the cutscenes and everything there, so you know basically what we're doing. So I've done the exact same thing again, done the practice sessions, and here we are before the qualifying session at Australia. We've got 4 messages in. You'll have to show some patience for the first part of the season, as we expect our initial pace to be towards the back of the grid. But don't worry, everyone's working hard and we have great investment in the team. As long as you do your bit, we should be able to move towards the middle of the pack over the course of the year. Yeah, getting into the middle should be our objective, and that is what Claire Williams, our boss, is saying. For the upcoming season, do your best out there today. We really want to secure a good spot on the grid. Remember though, Sergey is the main target. He's the first rival you'll be judged against. So we've got a target already then, an easy one for an extra 400 resource points, which is finish 18th or above. And we've got 2 race weekends remaining. The weather forecast then from Jeff. Qualifying in race is to be dry and overcast, and there is some information there about the circuit. So we'll move across to the next ones, and some of these I may or may not have shown in the initial Sauber video. This is basically my contract. Expected qualifying and race position is only 19th, so all we've got to do basically is beat our teammate. Team order with a second driver for now, and our team goal there is finish 18th or better in either of the next 2 races to achieve an extra 400 resource points. Our contract perks, we have none: race bonus, upgrade speed, simultaneous development, and pit stop efficiency. And you can see down there in the bottom right, our contract value is very low, our own value is quite high. Every 4 races we can enter a new contract negotiation with either Williams or another team if we want to, and then we can change some of our contract around to obviously, you know, the higher our value, the more perks we can have. Top right there, you can see rookie to veteran status and the sportsmanship to showmanship status. The Sauber one was sportsmanship, this one is more showmanship, so basically we're out there to do what we can for ourselves. Our rival then, we have Sorokin as our only rival, of course, and I think in a couple of races we can choose another driver as our rival, and then of course our driver details as well. We've already driven 64 miles, 17 laps, and we've joined 1 team. Research and development, you can see on the right hand side then. Obviously now we're running this with all the updates on the game. The first episode was obviously done offline before I can get connected to the internet. So the advantage of starting a new career is this is the way it is now with everyone else. We've got patch 1.06 on here, so everything has been updated to the way it's currently should be. You can see there on the right, we are the worst team by far. The R&D tree then, we've already upset the powertrain department, and upgrade price has been increased by 4%, and the failure chance has been increased by 2% if we want to do any upgrades. We're already up to just over 2,000 upgrade points. In the Sauber one, both of these were majors to start off with, but they're both minors here, and they're only 500 each, and we've got the same for the chassis department as well. The first 2 upgrades are minors, and the first one for the powertrain is also a minor, and we've got this one up here, 500. So we can do quite a lot after qualifying and the race. Hopefully we might be up to around about 2,500 at that point, and we can do a lot to the car straight away. No R&D in progress, and here is the progress history. Of course, nothing has been done yet. It's the first race of the season. Vehicle management already up to 7% on the ICE. That is the highest gearbox as well. 8% net on the practice gearbox. We did a lot of laps in FP1 and FP2. And then automatically it goes over to the event gearbox for FP3, qualifying and the race. The weekend tyre allocation is there, and there's the standings, of course, no points to anyone just as of yet. So the practice sessions have gone okay, bearing in mind we are going to be towards the back of the field. I ended FP3 in 7th place, but that was after doing the practice qualifying objective. We can only manage green in that. So I ended up walking away with, I think, 315 out of a possible 325 resource points. But everything else, I sort of did quite comfortably, and we were sort of, you know, around about 16th to 17th place, fighting the likes of Sauber, our teammate, and the Toro Rossos as well. So not really sure what to expect in Q1. It'd be nice to get out of Q1, but as long as we at least out-qualify our teammate, or at least out-qualify one person, we would have hit our objective. So then we'll go to qualifying and see what we can do with the Williams team. So then here we are then in the garage. We'll have a look at the weather. Yep, dry conditions and cloudy. So the tyres, we've got the ultra soft, the super soft, and the soft tyres for this weekend. 6 temps between the ultras and the supers, and the same 6 temps between the supers and the soft. So a nice spread across the board. Sometimes, some races this season, we will obviously like skip a compound. You could have, let's say, like the hyper softs, ultra softs, and then down to the softs, or ultras, super softs, medium, something like that. So it does skip a compound out every now and again. So the car setup then I'm running with, we're draining the fuel out to 2.8 laps. Aerodynamics 3.8 on the wings. Similar setups to what I run in F1 2017. They seem to be working for me in this game, so I'm going to carry on with it. The differential for on and off throttle is 85 and 75%. Suspension geometry I've left in the middle, but I will mess around in the next coming races. Suspension 5.5 for the front and rear suspension. ARBs 5.5, and the ride height is 4.4. Yeah, we will get out there in a minute, Jeff. Just hold your horses. 85 on the brake pressure, 57 on the bias. Tyres, 1 clip to the right for the front. I've left them in the middle. No, I haven't actually. I've done 2 clips to the right on the front and 1 clip to the right on the rear for a bit of extra PSI pressure. And the wet distribution is at 6. So yeah, this is the timing screens. Obviously, we've also got the live TV feed. Stoffel Van Dorn currently out there on circuit, as is Vettel, Ericsson, Alonso, Hulkenberg. Quite a few out there on the circuit, so I think we'll join them as well. We'll do an outlap and then do our first time lap in Q1 and see where we end up compared to everyone else around us. So just over 5.5 minutes left of the session. It was a scrappy lap. I made a bit of mistake in sector 1 in turn 1 and turn 3. Currently sitting in 19th place. Quite a long way ahead of our teammate and a couple of attempts behind Hartley and Ericsson. So we'll get out there in probably a couple of minutes towards the end of the session when the track is at its grippiest for Q1 and hopefully try to improve. We might be able to jump 1 or 2 of these guys if I can nail the perfect lap. But the target obviously is just to beat Sirotkin. So come around the final corner now, we'll open the DRS and let's see if we can improve.
into P18.
So there we go, and Q1 is finished. Did 2 laps towards the end there. I wasn't happy with the first one, and I had enough fuel and ERS battery to keep pushing around in rich mix and hot lap number 5. So Hamilton, Bottas, Raikkonen, I should say, the 3 quickest. And we'll scroll down there. Hartley's done well to get them to 10th. Verstappen down in 13th. So it's Gasly, Leclerc, ourselves in 18th. So we've managed to out-qualify Ericsson, and Sorokin was a full second slower than Ericsson down in 20th. So we have managed to hit our qualifying objective, but we were half a second away from getting out of Q1. And I think that will be the way things are going to go for the first few races until we can seriously start developing this car. The car handles like a complete bag of dicks, to be honest. It's so understeery. It's like a school bus going around corners, and it just doesn't want to grip as well in the medium corners with, you know, I think turns 10 and 11, which is the very fast left right in at the end of sector 2 going in sector 3. We're dropping down to 5th gear at some points on entry, whilst we can do it in 6th and 7th if we had a better handling car. So we are massively down on development, but anyway, it's, you know, it's good. You know, we are where we are in 18th place. I'm happy with that. So this is the rivalry breakdown. We both completed qualifying, but I set a faster lap. So now already leading the rivalry against Sergei Sorokin 2-1. The resource points for qualifying, we've had laps completed in Q1. Disciplinary record, we kept it clean. Session participation. Result versus the car performance, 70. The highest you can get is 100. So we've done well, but not as well as probably we expected. 120 resource points takes up to 2,130. This is the reputation then with our current team and everyone else. And it's creeping up just a little bit there. Another little knock towards the veteran status. It looks like we'll probably end up filling it up by the end of season 1.
I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Yeah, I'm happy with 18th, to be honest. You know, we're not terribly slow. We're a lot quicker than our teammate, and we're sort of nipping at the heels of the likes of, you know, Sauber and Toro Rosso, so that's good. So then, this is a pre-race message from Jeff. All right, we're prepared as best as we can, but the rest is up to you. Go out there and do what you do best, which is drive fast. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll have a look at the vehicle management. Yeah, we haven't really done much, only a couple of laps, so that's fine. Okay then, so we'll go away. We'll have a look at the pre-race introduction for Australia, the grid formation as well, and then have a look at our race strategy.
New drivers, new cars, and a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that hosts the first round of a 21-race championship, taking us from here in Melbourne, Australia, across the globe before we eventually reach the season finale at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. Here's the track then, 16 corners, 6 to the left and 10 to the right. They make up the 3.3 miles around Albert Park Lake, with turn 1 and 3 providing the best opportunities to pass. We have plenty of changes to the sport this year with the addition of new safety features, the return of France and Germany in an expanded 21-race calendar, and more tyre compounds than ever before. And of course, we have some big car manufacturers back in the sport too, with Alfa Romeo and Aston Martin returning as title sponsors for Sauber and Red Bull respectively. Joining me to take you through all the action of the 2018 Formula One season is Anthony Davidson. Great to have you with us.
Thanks, Crofty. Always happy to be here. I'm looking forward to getting underway. Last year was Mercedes' 4th Constructors' title in a row, although for the first half of the season, it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the relative performance of McLaren and Toro Rosso, who have exchanged power unit suppliers this year. And given the additional restrictions on engine components, they need to be strong in terms of both performance and reliability.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Raikkonen, Nico Hülkenberg and Ricciardo, Verstappen, Sainz, Grosjean and Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Van Dorn, Sergio Perez and Ocon, Hartley, Gasly, Charles Leclerc and a Williams, Ericsson and Sergei Sorokin rounds off the grid.
So there we go, a nice introduction That will get as well the music in the background as well, the official F1 music, which is quite nice, and obviously the grid formation as well, and other little bits of information that does pop up. So then we stay in 18th place, no grid penalties, which I would have been very surprised at in the first race of the season. So this is the strategy that's being offered to us. We've got a high tyre management or a low tyre management. One pit stop with a high tyre management is 9 seconds, nearly 9 seconds quicker than a 2-stop. The fuel as well, we'll jump with 3 laps worth of extra fuel, gives us an opportunity then to run with rich fuel mix when we're harvesting energy, when we're low on ERS, and then obviously when we're high on ERS we can knock it back down to standard, and then obviously get more power out of the battery as well. So constantly we're pushing the car as best as we can. We'll start with the super softs going onto the soft tyres. If there's an early VSC or a safety car, or we have to make a pit stop early to fix damage, then you know, we've got a couple of sets of ultra softs that we save from qualifying, being eliminated in Q1. So we've got several tyre compounds that we can choose from. So we'll run with the high tyre management. We'll get the formation up out the way off screen, and then start the first round of this brand new 2018 career mode with the Williams team here at Australia. So then 18th place on the grid. What can we do this far down? I just want it to keep it clean. Long hold, but the lights are out now. A little bit of wheel spin from the rear tyres. We'll stick to the inside though. I've got Ericsson on my left. As we thunder down to turn 1, let's keep it clean. And we've done so, remaining 18th for now. Try and move up the inside if we can into 3. Past Leclerc. Toro Rosso's scrapping ahead. Oh. It was an opportunistic move, but we've pulled it off for 16th. So good start here. Oh, very early on the brakes. Fine, 15th. Come around the final corner then to complete our first lap in this new career mode in 15th place. Sort of sticking with the Force Indias for now, which is nice. Just so we know where we are with strategy options and what people are running on tyre wise, the top 10 all on ultra soft tyres, 11th down to 20th all on super softs. So we're all evenly matched, and it's going to come down to pure pace. But if we can stick with the Force Indias for the first handful of laps to not lose any positions, I reckon we're doing a good job.
The track is clear.
Oh wow, my teammate's already out of the race. Good start to Williams then. Come around to complete lap 2. DRS will now be enabled. 3 DRS zones here. The main straight down to turn 1, and the second straight down to turn 3. There's cars fighting up ahead as well, and we've got another one as well after that fast left-right chicane in sector 2. Look at this lot. Oh, wow, they're almost 3 wide down into turn 3. Both the McLarens and Force Indias really fighting hard. And here is that third DRS zone. Get a little beep in my ear. Not much overtaking will be done at this part of the circuit. It's just basically just closing up a little bit on the car ahead. Oh, the understeer. So come round then to complete lap 4 and start lap 5. The Force Indias and the McLarens are still battling. But it's labelled us to leave the Toro Rossos and the Saubers behind. Oh, and the VSC's out. So something's happened somewhere. Oh, there's a car to the side of the circuit. That's Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg's had an issue. Oh, there's debris everywhere down to turn 3. Oh, there's another car here as well. There's a Red Bull going slowly. So maybe them two have made contact. So then the VSC is out for the first time in this career mode. Gives me an opportunity just to say that yeah, we've dropped the Toro Rossos and the Saubers. That's being helped by the fact that we're sticking with the Force Indies and the McLarens. And we're getting DRS every lap as well. So if we can stick with these guys and continue to extend the gap over the guys behind us, we're looking quite strong. So back to green flag racing. 18 drivers, so someone else is retired. I think it was Hulkenberg. Oh, there's yellow flags up here again as well. Oh, there's another car circuit. It's Grosjean. So he's had an incident. And again, the McLarens and Force Indians are fighting. There's a lot of action in this race. I'm enjoying it. Not to P12. So we've got yellow flags up ahead. It's Ricciardo that's going slowly. Oh, that was close. He's obviously struggling back to the pits with a bit of an issue. Got Bottas coming through. He's already made his first pit stop. Oh, don't squeeze us though, dude. Well, it wasn't my fault. I gave him the room. So coming around then to start lap 10. I'm probably going to be pitting for the soft tyres about lap 11, 12. We've now caught Perez. I've got Hartley though a couple of seconds behind me, so he's closed the gap. We're still running inside the top 10 here, so that's promising, and I'm keeping it nice and clean. All I want to do in this race is finish. I'm not really bothered where, although with several drivers out of the race and having problems, we do have a realistic chance of a positive result. So we'll just keep going, sticking to what we do, see what happens at the end. Into lap 12, I've bumped it up into hot lap mode number 5. I want to get past him, down into 3. Oh! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We need to get past. Oh, we went in deep. Bit of contact, but we're through. Okay, we're going to come in the pits now then. Limiter on. In we come. And looks like other host of cars are joining us as well. Let's see where we rejoin. We've got a bit eager there. Pit lane's very busy. Got a Sauber in, Toro Rosso. Looks like we're coming out in 13th place though, so not bad.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So it's Gasly and Leclerc are now in the pits doing their one stop. So we're up to 11th place, agonisingly just one spot out of the points. It'd be amazing if we can score points on our first race. So coming around then to start lap 16, Sainz is in the pits for the second time, and it's P10. We're in the points.
2.2 seconds.
Fantastic stuff. Let's keep pushing. So Sainz has caught me. Not much I can really do defending the inside against a far superior Renault on them super soft tyres. So we're back in 11th place. We've got to just hope and pray that the F1 gods smile upon me and someone retires. We've got a McLaren in the pits, but I think they'll be out before us. So we've just got to focus on our own race and hope we get a bit of luck. Oh, in fact, that McLaren is still in the pits. So we are going to jump him. It's Alonso. So we're back up into 10th.
9 seconds.
So I've now got Alonso behind me. Defend the inside. Oh, he's done us around the outside though. We say I am aggressive. That's just back down to 11th, although realistically we are massively overachieving expectations. We're pulling away still from the people behind, although Perez is, I think, slowly catching me. So again, back down to 11th place, but the McLaren's a lot better. It's on super soft tyres compared to our softs. So hopefully we can hold on to 11th place and keep Perez behind. So Perez has now caught me. Ooh. Oh, understeer when following someone isn't nice. That bumps us down to 12th, unfortunately, but we're quite clear of Ericsson. So it looks like our finishing position could very well be 12th, which is a little disappointing. I would like to have had a point. But 12th place will still be a very good result. So we've got, I think, 5 or 6 laps left to go, so hopefully we can lock this down. Oh, Vikings at the race. So it does promote us back up into 11th. Come on, one more retirement. So we've just come around the final corner now to start our final lap. Vettel is there. He's about to win the race. So he's lapped everyone behind me. So we will definitely at least finish in 11th place. What about the blue flares? Because Vettel was 1. Then we come into the final lap then. There's an almighty battle for like 8th, 7th, 8th and 9th, something like that ahead of me. I'm kind of hoping and praying that one of them ends up spinning off into the kitty litter to give us a point. But I think it's going to be 11th place, which is a great result, really. Kept it nice and clean, no mistakes, looked after the tyres, but still just 1 place away from the point. So at the final corner then, it's 11th place on debut. Not bad actually, not bad at all. So Vettel has won 20 seconds ahead of Hamilton. Bottas completes the podium on the 2-stop strategy from pole position. Verstappen in 4th. Magnussen done well in 5th. We've got Ocon, Sainz, both the McLarens of Alonso and Van Dorn in 8th and 9th, and Perez with the final point. We finished agonisingly just 1 place out of the points, but it was a really, really good race, you know. I didn't do anything wrong. I kept my lines. I braked while I needed to, looked after the tyres, put a couple of moves on early on. We were a bit lucky, really. A few bigger guys have fallen down the order, but 11th place on debut was a really good result actually, so I'm quite happy. So Ericsson there in 12th, he was a lap down, as was Hartley and Gasly, 13th and 14th for Toro Rosso. Grosjean ran off the circuit early on, he's recovered to 15th ahead of Leclerc in 16th. Ricciardo was 2 laps down, and then 3 retirements, Raikkonen, Hulkenberg, and unfortunately our teammate Sorokin. So we'll have a look at the standings. No different, it's the race result essentially, as it's the first race of the season. So Vettel takes an early lead and we sit in 11th place. In the Constructors, Mercedes hold a 33 points, 8 ahead of Ferrari. Red Bull in 3rd on 12, Haas in 4th on 10, and then Force India. McLaren and Renault tied for 6, so it's just 3 teams yet to score: Williams, Toro Rosso and Sauber. So the rivalry breakdown between myself and Sorokin. We would have done very well there. Obviously, he retired early on, 6-2. Answered a few questions as well afterwards, as we were just watching the resource points come in. One of them was, it wasn't the cleanest race. I said, yeah, basically I was an idiot magnet out there. My reputation with Mercedes went down, which is probably the warning I think I got with Bottas or something like that when I wanted to sort of let him through and he ended up nearly tapping me into the wall. But yeah, he was an idiot. He shouldn't have done it. But there we go. 100 resource points for the race position versus qualifying. Clean lap as well, kept it nice and clean. So number 273 takes up to nearly 2,500. You can see the reputation of Williams has gone up, and it's gone down a little bit with Mercedes, but I'm not too worried about that. Another little click towards the veteran status. And that's it.
You did really well. I don't think we can have any complaints with that performance.
No, you can't really. 11th place is a great result on debut. We got a couple of invitations for historic events.
The end of this weekend.
It makes no difference as far as I know. It makes no difference whether we do these or not. It doesn't actually change anything, so I'm not going to do any of these, so we'll just leave it as it is. So from Emma: hi Alex, we have a choice of invitational events, and then a debrief from Carl: good result this weekend, well done. Obviously the incident in practice set us back, but if you're going to crash, that's the time to do it. I didn't crash. From the point on, you pretty much got the most out of the car without running out of talent, so no complaints here. I didn't crash in practice, but whatever. So there's our details and everything like that. Our contract value's gone up a little bit as well, which is quite nice. Team goal, finished 18th or better, and we've done 11th, so after the next race we'll get an extra 400 resource points to help with development. As for development, I answered a question which favoured the aerodynamic department, and the upgrade price has been reduced by a massive 8% actually, and the failure chance reduced by 4. So right, let's have a look at some upgrades. We can only do 1 per department, so I might as well do 1 for every department. So we'll come over to the powertrain. The upgrade price has been increased. Okay, we'll save it. We'll come over to the aerodynamic department then, because obviously we've got this a bit cheaper. So we can either do the front wing turning vanes or the side pod turning vanes. We'll do front wing turning vanes. So updates to the front wing turning vanes more effectively channels and begins to compress air into the front wing for additional pressure, which creates additional front downforce. It's a 2-week upgrade. Minor upgrades take 2 weeks, and the failure chance is now 33.5% instead of 37. 460 resource points. Purchase that. We can't do this, can we? No, yeah, exactly. We can only do 1 upgrade per department. So move over to the chassis department then. Intercooler location or rear floor under tray. We'll go intercooler location. The intercooler can be rotated to be set lower in the side pod while still utilising the entire side pod airflow without compromise. Okay, that's fine. That'll cost 500, and we'll come up here to the durability. We do this one here. It increases durability of all power unit components as well as the gearbox by 10%. Yeah, we'll get that on the car as well. Only takes a week, so that's fine. Yeah, we're going to need to do quite a lot of durability work because we only get 2 or 3 units during the course of the season. Of course, each gearbox has got to last 6 races. So we've got 1 upgrade coming in 2 weeks' time from the aerodynamic department, 1 upgrade in 2 weeks' time from the chassis department, and we've got an upgrade for the durability that will be here next week. So probably what I'll do after the next week is probably do another upgrade. And now we can't, can we? We can only do 1 at a time. So then we'll probably move over to the powertrain. Not much we can do, obviously, because we've got to get everything on the go. But yeah, hopefully then we can start doing some upgrades. The aerodynamic department is good at the moment. The morale, the powertrain is poor. So hopefully we can get that sorted out. If these upgrades come in, what will it do to us? It won't really change much. We are quite a way behind at the moment. But hopefully after the next 5 or 6 races, we can start chipping away at overtaking Sauber and Toro Rosso. As for the vehicle management, 16% we're up to in the ICE. I think it's the highest. It is indeed. And the gearbox to race 1 is up 17% after 1 completed weekend. So yeah, that's it then. That's it all done. Practice was okay. We got a lot of resource points. Qualifying, disappointing to be out in Q1, but we can't really expect miracles with a massively underdeveloped car. But we lined up in 18th place, kept it really clean in the race as well. No mistakes whatsoever. Unfortunately, the guys, I think it was Perez and Alonso, or maybe Ocon and Alonso, I'm not too sure, made a second stop. Came out behind us in the super soft tyres. Not much we could do really to defend, but we didn't lose any time. Kept pushing towards the end as well. Remained on the lead lap just and finished in 11th place. So all in all, pretty good debut weekend. So thank you very much for watching this episode, and I'll see you all for the next one very soon.